Hey everyone, Andy Raffel from eTeknix.com and welcome to another episode of What's in the Box. Now this one, it may not actually look like there's much here, but there is. Basically we've only got two boxes, but they are both kind of interlinked. At the eTeknix kind of main HQ, I guess, so my office, I've got a NAS, which is probably about 7 years old now. It is a QNAP NAS, because QNAP do make some of the best NAS products on the market. And it's got, from what I remember, 8 4TB hard drives. They are enterprise drives. They've been absolutely fantastic. Western Digital, they've been great. They've served me well. The problem is when I'm doing recording and we're using sort of really sensitive audio equipment like we are doing now, I've got like a really sensitive, expensive microphone sitting right in front of me. Having a NAS on all the time is a little bit difficult, especially one that's 7 years old, because it has a way overkill processor for what I'm using it for. And essentially it's just really not needed. So we reached out to QNAP and basically said, how about we look at an idea as to why it's actually worth upgrading from an older style NAS to something newer, and then reached out to Seagate and basically said, why not look at sort of, upgrading the drives as well? So that leads us on to where we are today. So essentially what I'm going to show you is a NAS and some hard drives, which doesn't sound all that exciting, but trust me, it really is. Basically, we are recording all of our footage that we do for videos in 4K. 4K files are not small by any means. The fact that we have to deal with 4K files and their sheer file sizes is just, yeah, it can get a bit ridiculous, especially when you're transferring over a gigabit network, because theoretical max of gigabit, I think it's about 112, 115 megabytes per second, which isn't great. It's not great. So we looked at the fact that, we want to kind of have the ability to transfer all these files, but at a much quicker rate onto the NAS, so that we can make sure all of our files are backed up and we can access them quickly as and when we need to. And the only real way of doing that is across Thunderbolt. Now, you may remember we did a video recently where it was a What's in the Box video where we ended up getting some of these, which are the StarTech Thunderbolt 3 cables. These allow you to transfer at 40 gigabit per second. So the transfer rate on that is just completely astronomical compared to a normal network. So essentially, there's probably a lot of people out there saying, well, aren't I just better off having something like a DAS? But the problem is with a DAS is you don't get all of the functionality of having a NAS device, which comes down to things like the ability to have surveillance station. So if I want to have CCTV, you can't do that on a DAS, but you can on a NAS. So hopefully this is all making sense. Now, one problem I've got is I've got packing peanuts absolutely everywhere and nowhere to put them. So bear with me for 2 seconds. Okay, so that was actually a lot more difficult than I first anticipated. Goddamn packing peanuts. Worst type of packaging in the world. So essentially what we have here is a NAS that doubles up as kind of a DAS, because you can sort of directly attach to the storage. So essentially what you have is something that you can still kind of do all your surveillance station and your NAS-based activities on, but you can access into it a lot quicker through the kind of use of Thunderbolt 3 and so forth. So yeah, essentially we've got the TS453 BT3. I'm not going to unbox it now because that's going to be used in another video coming up very soon. But to go with it, as I said, I'm using 8 4TB drives. I have got it in a RAID 5 configuration. So by my calculations, 32 terabytes minus. So I've got about 26 terabytes worth of storage, something like that. So that's when we reached out to Seagate and sort of said, well, drives have come a long way since the ones that I'm using at the moment. Even though they are enterprise-based drives are coming a long way. So surely it would be better to have a smaller amount of drives, but of a larger capacity. So yeah, that's when Seagate came through and was like, well, we have Iron Wolf. And looking at it, actually giving me some stickers. Cool. Iron Wolf are just, perfect for this. So essentially what they've done is they sent us 4 10 terabyte drives. So we have 4 of these bad boys. And these are going to be perfect for what we need, because it's going to give us the storage space that we need. It's also going to give us the redundancy that we require for making sure that all of our 4K video files are there when we need them. We're not going to lose them, because we can end up putting this into a RAID configuration that is going to help us. And yeah, it's just going to be perfect for exactly what we need. So thank you to Seagate and thank you to QNAP for sorting out the TS453BT3 and for Seagate sorting out the 10 terabyte drives, the Iron Wolves. Lots of stickers here. And we're going to have some real good fun with this. So we're going to be doing a video based around why it's a good idea to look at your old NAS sort of situation, solution, seeing if it's still right for you. If it's not, what opportunities you have where you can potentially upgrade to something newer that's going to be quieter, more efficient, is going to have kind of, you know, the same storage but for a much, much smaller footprint. And that's kind of the direction we're looking at going. So let us know if that type of video is something that's going to interest you, and we will have it very, very soon. Until then, remember to subscribe to get great videos like this directly to your inbox. Give us a thumbs up, comment below, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, see you later.